Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's Playback coming back with another bullseye of a video here today. We're gonna show y'all how we like to use the God particle to give fullness, richness, and a lot of hype to your mix. So if y'all do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If y'all want to book a mix, check out the Playback website. Also, go ahead and suggest more video ideas down below. So let's go. Let's listen to the track. Let's see how we use God particle a couple different ways. I like to show y'all how to sauce up a 2-track beat as well. So let's just hear what we're working with.
I just came into the game like the boy already had a green light. That's why I don't care if it sound right. I'm still learning how to make what it feel like. I'm getting stuck in the head, sitting near a window. The album made by my bed, not in the studio. All these different routes to the bread like I'm Julio. I'm trying to keep you here with me, bed in the funeral. I know how you act when I'm someone that you used to know. Don't wanna go back to someone that you.
Really dope. So I love the God particle, and I love the idea of it. For me personally, because we work a lot of the times with mostly 2-track beats, sometimes the God particle can be like a little bit overwhelming. It can be a little bit like putting too much hot sauce all over your fries. You know, when they say, man, just put a little bit of that wasabi sauce, bro. You don't got to throw it all on. It's pretty much like the same situation where you kind of want to just not use it overly too much when you work with a 2-track beat. When you have stems, it's different. But most importantly, on the God particle, how do I like to use it? Personally, I like to use it as a saturator. Okay, and a lot of the times I find myself on the God particle using it the individual elements. So here on the 2-track beat, a great way to subtly use it, and not to bring in too much hype, turn off the EQ, turn off the limiter, turn off the multiband, only use this part as a saturator. You could use all other stuff too, but is it truly making it sound better, or is it mostly just this part? Me, I try to only use what's actually helpful, and for me, a lot of times just this knob right here, the mid-range bump that it gives is like helpful.
I'm getting out, don't wanna go back to someone that you won't call. I'ma flood the map till every drop equal withdrawal. It's the type of song you make to make them check the info. I don't got a team, but it makes my next though. Everybody around me believes I'm big bro. Been making this shit since 19, but not here though. Millionaires, I'm teaching how to dream with.
So personally, a lot of times I just use my preset of Nick's particle, which turns off everything, and I only use this as a saturator. I start at 0 and I just bring it in, and I just like how it makes a 2-track beat sound good, especially like if you're just like recording somebody and you're starting from the very top. Just having a little bit of that makes it sound good because the beat sounds hype and it gives like a low mid bump. To me, this plugin sounds like analog hardware. Like that is what analog hardware sounds like: density and the mid range. I'll say, let's look at how we actually like to sauce up a 2-track beat. First thing right here, I like to use this Fairchild. You could copy the preset. I like to use this to give me some width. So what I do is I just put it on lat vert and I just pull this down by 0.3, and for me it always makes it sound wider. Like it always sounds wider, but also sounds more dense as well, so it doesn't feel like we're losing anything. But yeah, pretty much I guess we're just making the mid channel slightly more quiet, but because it has tube saturation, it still feels like it didn't get quiet. It still feels like the bass and everything is bumping, even though we brought it down in the God particle. And then last thing, and this is a wonderful plugin to sauce up 2-track beats, is using Spectre. And the reason why I say that is because you have the stereo, the mid, and the side. So sometimes if you have a mix where you're like, man, like I just want the kick to hit harder, but I don't have access to the stems, I would just do like, okay, I go over here, then I would put it on mid, and it would just only like add the density and the saturation to the mid channel.
Don't wanna go back to someone that you won't call. I'ma flood the map till every drop equal withdrawal. It's the type of song you make to make them check the info. I don't got a team, but it makes my next though. Everybody around me believes I'm big bro. Been making this shit.
That's really good when you have a mix where you want the lead vocal of the artist to still be forward, but then you feel like, damn, I'm kind of losing that vocal a little bit. It's like a scavenger hunt, a treasure hunt. I'm kind of losing that vocal. I want to find it again. So that's where, using Spectre on a 2-track beat would be incredible. In terms of the actual master chain, I find myself a lot of times using God Particle like individually. So you see here, like I did a bunch of other plugins, and I just needed a God particle for the limiter because I like how the limiter, it sounds like it has like a transient enhancer to it. So you see, boom, I turned off the 0 because my beat already has that, so I'm not putting too much hot sauce on the fries. And then at that point, I'm just using it as a final limiter to give me some volume.
I wanna go back to someone that you won't call. I'ma flood the map till every drop equal withdrawal. It's the type of song you meant to make them check the info. I don't got a team, but you know it makes my next though. Everybody around me believes I'm big bro. Been making this shit since 19, but not here though. Millionaires on t-shirt.
So that's why I kind of don't like to use the multiband, because especially when it comes to the mid-range and the high end, I always feel like I just push a lot of mid-range and high end in my mixes. I do it in a musical way where it's not harsh, but the actual ratio of it is like pretty big compared to the low end. So I always feel like that multiband, like it always works too aggressively on the master fader. Sometimes it works if you mix into it, but like just slapping it on, for me, it doesn't sound good. So that's why I found myself in this situation, just using the limiter itself. And I like sometimes what I do on a 2-track beat too, this is a trick, is like, you just put the limiter on 0 and then you just turn it on, and it kind of helps the drums hit harder. So that's a subtle trick in a certain way that I like to use the God particle too. Another way that I would use the God particle a lot of times is I'll go to like my all effects, like my reverb, all that stuff like that. If I just want them to feel just a little bit more puffier, or just like a little bit more in the mix, what I'll do is like I'll just do just a dollop of this right here.
I wanna go back to someone that you won't call. I'ma flood the map till every drop equal withdrawal. It's the type of song you meant to make them check the info. I don't got a team, but you know it makes my next. I got them all showing love like they knew me from the jump. I'm losing all that whole us, more they teach me how to run. I'm getting stuck in their head, sitting near a window. The album made by my bed, not in the studio. All these different routes to the bread like I'm Julio. I'm trying to keep it with.
So for me, that just doing a subtle thing like that on my all effects bus is cool, because like at that point I could start to pull some of my effects back to make the vocal sound dry, but you're still gonna hear reverb, you're still gonna hear delay, because this plugin adds a harmonic density through the saturation that makes it just feel more big, makes it feel more alive, makes it feel like it's more there. So because it actually feels like it's more there, you can use a little bit less of it and get away with something like that. You feel me? And it just makes that stuff sound more forward. Like if I wanted my reverb to sound more forward, just like more like pressed up, you feel me? Just more at the front of the line at the shopping center, that's the type of plugin that I'm going to use. So these are some different ways that I like to use the God particle. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Check out the Playback website to book us for a mix, or suggest more video ideas or book studio time. All right. So I just want to say thanks a lot for watching this video. Appreciate you guys now. Peace.